Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making this little Jack Skellington character. He is 100% no-sew from the head, arms, body, and feet. And then you will just have to embroider on his eyes and his mouth and nose. Most of the video will be done in brown since white and the black was a little tricky to see and to work with. But all the important spots, like where I do the arms and where I change from the white chest to the black pants, that's all been put in there with the correct colors. I've done the jacket in orange. It's quite a long video insertion, so it might be like 20-25 minutes. I might speed that up, but if you want to watch the full normal speed video, I'll be posting that in another playlist, and I will link that down in the description. And last but not least, there's a couple little mistakes I made speaking but not, excuse me, crocheting. So when I get down here, this almost whole decrease row, I say increase instead of decrease. I'll have it written on the screen to fix it, but just so you're aware, if you're listening and you're like, what? I'm supposed to be decreasing, why she's saying increase, there's just a tiny little discrepancy there. I think that's everything. If not, I'll add it in when I edit. Thanks for choosing this video, and let's get started. To begin, we are just going to make a loop as if we were going to start a chain. So just wrap it around your finger, down and through. We're going to be putting 6 single crochets in there. So make it about just a little bigger than your hook. And we're going to put our hook in the loop, grab yarn, pull through, and just do 1 chain to secure our yarn to our loop. And that does not count as a stitch. So for round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab your stitch marker if you're using one, and I'm just using a piece of thread. And for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases, so that'll be 2 stitches in every stitch around. So first increase, 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11 and 12. Flip your stitch marker, and for round 3 we are going to be doing 1 single crochet and 1 increase for a total of 18, and we'll repeat that all the way around. So 1, increase 2 and 3, and then repeat that sequence 4, 5 and 6, 7, increase 8 and 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, increase 14 and 15, 16, and our last increase 17 and 18. For row 4, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around. 1, 2, and our increase. 3 and 4. 5, 6, increase 7 and 8. 9, 10, increase for 11 and 12. Whoops. 13, 14, and our increase 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase 19 and 20, 21, 22, and our last increase 23 and 24. Row 5, we're going to do 3 single crochets, 1 increase all the way around, and repeat that for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, and an increase 4 and 5. Repeat that over. 6, 7, 8, and an increase 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, and an increase 14 and 15. 16, 17, 18, and an increase for 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and our last increase 29 and 30. Row 6, we are going to do 4 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase 5 and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, increase 17 and 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, increase 23 and 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, an increase for 29 and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, and an increase 35 and 36. Whoops. For round 7, we're going to do 5 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our increase 6 and 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase 13 and 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, increase 20 and 21. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, increase 27 and 28. 29, whoops, 30, 31, 32, 33, and our increase 34 and 35. This should be our last set. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and our increase 41 and 42. For rows 8 to 14, we are just going to do 42 single crochets all the way around, and that'll be 7 rows. I'll do the first row with you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, maybe yarn is catching here, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Okay, so that would have been row 8. So you're just going to keep continuing on, row 9 to 14. So that'll be 6 more rows. And I will come back and catch you up when we're ready to start row 15. Okay, you should be ready to start row 15, which is going to be 5 single crochets and 1 decrease, and you'll repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll do a decrease for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and a decrease, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, decrease 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, decrease 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, whoops, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 is a decrease. Row 16 is going to be 4 single crochets, 1 decrease all the way around for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is a decrease. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a decrease, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is a decrease, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 is a decrease, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is a decrease, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 is a decrease. Row 17 is going to be 3 single crochets and 1 decrease all the way around for a total of 24. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is a decrease, 5, 6, 7, 8 is a decrease, oops, 9, 10, 11, 12 is a decrease, 13, 14, 15, and 16 is a decrease, 17, 18, 19, 20 is a decrease, 21, 22, 23, and 24 is a decrease. Row 18 is going to be 2 single crochets and 1 decrease for a total of 18. 1, 2, 3 is a decrease, 4, 5, 6 is a decrease, 7, 8, 9 is a decrease, 10, 11, and 12 is a decrease, 13, 14, 15 is a decrease, 16, 17, and 18 is a decrease. Okay, for the arm, we're going to start off in white, and I hope it's not too hard to see, but we're only going to be doing 3 rows, and then I'll do the color change with you to black, and then I'm going to switch back to the brown. that is way easier to see than the black. So to begin, we're gonna grab our yarn and pull it through and do our chain 1 to attach it to the loop. And we're going to start off by doing 8 single crochets into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, for round 2 and round 3, we're just going to do 8 single crochets all the way around. And I'm just going to do 2 sets of 8 and count to 24. Or I mean 16, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flip your stitch marker, but keep counting up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And don't go through that don't finish that last stitch so we can make our color change. And you're just going to tie your black onto your white. Give it a couple of knots. Then you're just going to finish that last stitch. So that would be 16 for your 3 rows of 8. Flip your stitch marker over, and I am going to change back over to the video that I have done of this in the brown, and then we'll finish up this arm. So, and make sure you make 2 of these. Row 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase for a total of 12. 1, increase, 2 and 3. 4, increase, 5 and 6. 7, increase, 8 and 9. 10, and increase, 11 and 12. Rows 5 and row 6, we're going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we got one more row of 12 to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For row 7, we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease for a total of 8. So 1 and 2 is a decrease, 3, and 4 is a decrease, 5, and 6 is a decrease, 7, and 8 is a decrease. Now for row 8 to row 13, you're just going to do 8 single crochets all the way around. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 6 rows. So I am going to count first 3 rows 8 times 3. And then I'm going to do that again for 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flip your stitch marker, but keep on counting in sequence. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Flip your stitch marker and count one more time. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's your first 3 rows of 6, and I'm just going to do that again for the next 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flip your marker. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, flip your stitch marker, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now you can get rid of your stitch marker. You're going to add a little bit of stuffing into this part of the hand, into the hand, I guess, of the arm. So you want the hand to be fairly firm, and then you're not going to have any stuffing in this part of the arm. And then you're going to fold it in half. And you're going to put 3 single crochets across the top. So you're going to go in both loops of this side, both loops on this side, and then single crochet. And you're just going to do that across. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to just tie it off and leave a little bit of a tail for later. Okay, you should have both your arms done and be ready to attach them for row 19. So we'll get our hook back in. Go up just a little bit. So to begin row 19, we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to grab our first arm with the strings facing the front, and we're going to do 3 single crochets through the arm and then through the body. So that's 1, and we'll do 2 through the arm and the body, and 3 through the arm and the body. Then we're going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to grab your other arm, making sure the string is facing the front. You're going to go through the arm, the next stitch on the body, pull that tight if you need to, and then do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And you should have 3 single crochets left. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. So since I only have 7 more rows of white, I'm going to try sticking with the white, and hopefully it's not too hard to see on this background. And then when we switch to black, I'll do the color change, and then I'll switch back to the video with the brown to finish up the rest of the body, the legs, right down to the feet. Okay, so for row 20, we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase for a total of 24. So 1, 2, and an increase for 3 and 4. 5, 6, and an increase for 7 and 8. 9, 10, and an increase 11 and 12. 13, 14, and an increase 15 and 16. 17, 18, increase for 19 and 20. 21, 22, and an increase 23 and 24. For rounds 21 to 23, we are going to just do 24 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's one of 3 rounds of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's our second round of 24, and now our third. So this would be row 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whoops, 21, 22, 23, and 24. For row 24, we're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase, and repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the increase. 6, 7, 8, increase 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whoops, increase 14 and 15, sorry, 16, 17, 18, increase 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, increase 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and increase 29 and 30. For row 25 and 26, we're just going to do 2 rows of 30 single crochets all the way around. And when you get to the last stitch, don't finish that stitch off, and we're going to change the black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's 1 row. Okay, we have 1 more row of white. 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And don't finish off that stitch because we are going to change that to black. So we're just going to tie the black on a couple of times. And then you're going to pull your black through, finish off that stitch. So that is the end of row 26. And you still need to do row 30 single crochets for row 27 to 30. 7 to 8 to 9, 30. So you have 4 more rows to do in the black. Well, the rest of it's going to be black. So 4 more rows of 30, and then I will meet you back here on row 31, and I will be using my other video and going back to the brown, and you'll just follow that video right to the end of the legs, and I'll do the rest of the black off camera, and I will see you when we have that part done. Okay, you should be done your 6 rows of 30 single crochet and ready to start row 31. And so for row 31, we're going to do 3 single crochets and 1 decrease for a total of 24. So 1, 2, 3, and a decrease for 4, 5, 6, 7, and a decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, and a decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, and a decrease for 24. if you want to wrap these strings up to get them out of your way, we can do that now. And we are going to put some stuffing in. So you're going to want to fill his head fairly firm, but don't stuff it so full that you start stretching the stitches, especially down here at the bottom where you were decreasing. Just kind of keep pushing it up to get that round shape. Actually use a surprising amount of stuffing. Okay, we're getting close here. Just tuck a little bit around the sides and the bottom of the head. So that's pretty good, I think. And we'll put a little bit in his body. The body does not need to be near as firm as his head was. Don't fill it right to the top or you're going to struggle a lot more doing the legs. So to get started on the legs, we're just going to set ourselves up with the right amount of stitches and put our little markers in that we need. So you're going to find your center, fold it in half. And you want to find the center on each side. So I'm going to go about there. So this will be the back side. Where's my needle? This will be the back side, and then this stitch will be the front side. And we are going to count 12 stitches from this stitch, or I mean 6 stitches from this stitch over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this will be the end of your first leg. And you're going to go into the 7th stitch and just place your needle in there for now. And that'll be the first stitch of your second leg. So now we're going to count 12 for the second leg, starting with this first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Put the other end of your needle in there or whatever you're using. And we're just going to tie a string on there so that when we're doing the first leg, we don't touch this second leg at all and go in the wrong stitches. And I'm just going to tie a little bow there. However you do it, make sure it's easy to undo, because you're going to start running into some space issues when you start getting it going on the legs. So now you should have 12 stitches on this side and 12 stitches on this side. Okay, for row 1 of the leg, we are going to put 12 single crochets all the way around. And you may be a touch off on your stitch count with me. That's okay, as long as you have 12 stitches going around. So for me, it's 1, 2, and we don't go into this stitch. That's where our stitch marker is. We turn around. We don't go into this stitch where our stitch marker is. We'll go into this one. So for me, it's 3, and you can pull that tight if you need to. 4. Well, that one definitely needs to be pulled tighter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that should bring you right back around to put your next stitch in your next row where your stitch marker is. Okay, so rounds 5 to 6, we're just going to do 12 single crochets all the way around. So round 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Move your stitch marker. So round 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Flip your stitch marker. Round 4, we'll do another 12 all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Round 5, another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And our last row, row 6. 1, 2, whoops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that was row 1 to 6. Now for row 7, we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase for a total of 18. So 1, 2, and 3 for our increase, 4, increase 5 and 6, 7, increase 8 and 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, increase 14 and 15, 16, and our last increase 17 and 18. For row 8, we're just going to do 18 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now we're going to add our stuffing. You're going to want this to be a bit on the firm side because he's going to be standing on his legs, and you may have to go up in here a little bit, just so you don't have like a kink or a crinkle there in the leg. And when you get to the end of your leg, you want the stuffing to be straight across, kind of flat, even. Ooh, I'm getting that up in the tummy instead of the leg. Kind of even, so it's straight across here. I think I'm going to have to up that a little bit. Because you want this to be flat when you close it and not round. And he will kind of stand up on his own if you manipulate him a little bit. You can always add a little bit extra once you're done the last round before you close up if you need to. Let's see how this goes. I have enough already, but that might be in my way. Okay, so for round 9, we're going to go in the back loop. So instead of going through here, we're going to go down through here, and we're going to grab that stitch and go through there. And we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease and repeat that all the way around for a total of 12. So 1 and decrease, 2, and it might be tricky, just take your time. It's not a rush. 3, and an increase, 4, whoop, 5, and your increase, 6, 7, and increase for 8, 9, and increase for 10, 11, and your last increase, or decrease, sorry, hope I've been saying decrease, not increase, for 12. Okay, we have one more row. If you feel like you need that stuffing, you can add a little more, or you can wait till we're done the next round. So for round 10, we're just going to do 6 decreases and just the normal way through under both V's. So 1 decrease, 2 decreases, 3 decrease, 4 decreases, 5 decreases, and our last 6 decrease. And then you're just going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And we'll tie that off and cut it with a little bit of a tail. Do I want to take that out? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take my big stitch marker out. Decide if you have enough stuffing in there. Remember, you want this line to be the bottom, so you want this to be flat, and we will be pulling this up, so if it's a little bit up, we will fix that when we tie the legs together. So just go in and out through your last 6 stitches. I'm going through the front loop. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but being that it's on the bottom, you're not really going to see it. So it kind of doesn't matter, to me anyway, at the moment. Then you're going to give that a tie somewhere, close where you can hide it inside. Maybe right there. And I'm only tying it once because I'm going to be tying both strings together from the other foot. So I'm confident that I don't have to worry about this knot too much. And then you're just going to put it up and out through here somewhere. And pull on that so that knot you just made kind of gets hidden down in your stitches. Okay, I'm going to start you on your second leg, and then I will leave you to finish it because it'll be exactly the same as this one. So grab your yarn, and this time you want to leave yourself like about 12 inches or so of a tail on the end, because once you're done your legs, you're going to use this end to tie the little hole that gets left right here. So I'm going to leave my stitch marker in for the first round. We're just going to make a loop. This one you want on a little bit smaller side, so your hook just fits in there. And I'm going to apologize in advance if I go off camera here, because I'm working with my arms straight out. No, nothing to rest my elbows on or nothing, so I'm kind of like shaky all over the place here around this camera. Okay, so we're going to start our first stitch right close to the center of where the other leg is, just so when we get to tying this, we're not pulling our string from way over here to tie here and bringing our leg over like this. So it doesn't matter, 1, 2, 3 stitches in. I'm going to do the second stitch from my stitch marker, and you're just going to attach that with a slip stitch. Oop. I don't make it look easy, but it should be. And leave this string out so it's accessible at the end when you go to tie the hole up. Okay, so you're going to do 1, single crochet where you just made that slip stitch. Oh, you think I've never done this before? I feel like starting over. I don't know what I did here. Sorry about that. I think I had my knot on the wrong side somehow. So you want that on the inside. So don't worry if you're struggling. It's, oh yeah, see, that looked better. Okay. Now we're going to do our first single crochet. We're going to have 12 all the way around. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. All these strings in our way here. 9, 10, and the first row is the hardest. It's trying to keep the tension right. 11, my 11 is going right in where I have that stitch marker, because that's the end of the second leg right there where you marked earlier. That's 11, and also again, don't worry if it's not your 11th stitch. Just make sure you have 12 stitches all the way around. So turn, and I'm going in my last stitch where I also marked from before, and that'll be 12. Whoops, sorry. See how looks like I'm really struggling here. Hopefully it's not quite as awkward for you guys. Okay, I'm around at 12, so I'm going to get rid of this. So I have, that's not in our way. And we'll just use this as our new stitch marker for our leg. And then where you'd slip stitched and single crocheted at the beginning of the round, that is where you're going to be putting your next stitch of the next round. So right in there. Okay, so I am going to leave you to finish this leg, and I'll come back to start tying in all the strings. It'll be exactly the same as this leg. Row 1 to 6. 12 single crochets, and then your finish your foot. And I will put that, try and remember anyway, to put that up here. You can just pause the screen for a second and finish the leg, and then I will join you back in a couple of minutes. Well, how did you all make out with the black? I know I was wishing I'd waited until the morning, but I got her done, and we should all be in the same spot now. We've got our head done, we've got our arms attached, we've made our color change to black, and we've got all the way down to our feet, and our strings are ready to be tied. I forgot to leave a little tail to sew this hole up, so I'm just going to use my foot strings. I don't even know if you can see them, and we'll tie them up as well. So you may already be ahead of me right here. So I'm just going to tie the leg strings a couple of times. Whoops. Then I'm going to hide one, maybe the shorter one. I think just because it's black, I can't even see where I pulled that out of. Because it's black, I'm going to just bring it up to the black so I don't have a line of black string. You might see through the white here later on. So we'll pull that one out. And then you'll be using your tail of your second leg string. I'm going to be using my leg strings that I forgot to leave the tail for. And you're just gonna, I know you're not gonna see this, so there's your hole. You really can't see that. There's your hole. And just these first two stitches here, where you would have made your inside stitches on the leg, so you can kind of see those two, and then these two. You're just going to go back and forth a couple of times just to close that. Try not to stretch your stitches too much. If you do, go up another stitch and just pull that in a bit. Being that it's black with white stuffing underneath, you may see the white through, but I think I'm doing okay. Maybe this one right here you can kind of see, but I think that's good enough. So go back and forth 3 or 4 times. Then you're just going to tie that nice and tight. And I'm going to bring it down into a stitch and over where my other string was, but you can bring that out anywhere you want. Probably stay in the black. Give that a cut. I already got stuffing coming through onto the black. Okay, so now let's do the arm strings. So all you're going to do is you're going to thread each arm, and you're going to put it down right where this stitch is, this last stitch. If you can see that, it would be the third stitch of your arm stitch down in there. And this one, I usually go out through the neck, but I think I am, well, no, I better go up there so it stays tight and doesn't loosen up. Grab your other arm string and do the same thing. So just down right, and there's your 3 stitches. So this will be the first stitch of your second arm, and you're just going to go right down in there and come out the same stitch that you took that one out. And then you're just going to pull your arms in a bit. Let's move this a bit. So you're going to pull your arm. I don't know what string I have, so that one's going to be pulled in. And take your other string, pull that one in a bit, and then you're going to flip it over and tie it. Fairly tight, because there is a little bit of give there in between the arms. But not so tight that you're bringing your arms way forward on the other side. Now we're going to hide that. This one might be a little harder to hide, but I'm going to try and get it down into the black. Hopefully you won't see that coming down. Where's my... Cut that off. And now we're going to make the eyes. Okay, for the eye, I'm going to be using white and you guys will be using black. And you're just going to make your loop or your magic circle or however you start. And we are going to be putting 8 single crochets into this loop. So to begin, you're going to go in, grab your yarn, make your chain 1 just to attach that stitch. Remember, that doesn't count as a stitch. And we're going to do, for round 1, 8 single crochets into the loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Grab your stitch marker if you're using one. And we're going to do some half double crochets, so I'll show you the first one just in case it's been a while. So in the first stitch you're going to put 1 half double crochet. So wrap your yarn around 1 time, go into your first stitch, grab your yarn and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn and go through all 3, and there's 1 half double crochet. Now you're going to do 2 single crochet increases. So an increase of single crochet in the second stitch, and then we're going to do another increase of single crochets. So 1 and 2. And now we're going to do 2 half double crochet increases. So in the first stitch we're going to do 2. So 1 half double crochet and 2 half double crochets in that one stitch. And we're going to do 2 in the next stitch. 1 half double crochet and 2 half double crochets. And now we're going to do 2 single crochet increases over the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2 in that first stitch, and 3 and 4 in the next stitch. And in our last stitch we're going to put a half double crochet increase. So 1 half double crochet and 2 half double crochets. And then we're just going to slip stitch to join that, and that is the end of our eye. And you should get a little bit of an oval shape. I notice I have a bit of a hole in mine because I don't do the magic ring. That can happen if you make your loop too big. And I'm just going to pull on my tail a bit and close that. So cut yourself enough string to tie your eye on, and you're going to make a second one, and I'll put a time stamp to go backwards if you need it. And I will meet you back to add on the eyes and the face. Okay, now that you've got your eyes done, you're just going to pin them on. So mine are, so that's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just around the 6th row, mine are going to be under it, depending on where you want yours, up or down a little bit. I'm just going to take my string out from underneath here. So I'll get that up on the 9th row, or on the row there to match. And this is about center right here. So I'm over about two stitches from center. And you're just going to pin that on. And I've got mine about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 stitches wide here. Try not to pull the sides out too much when you pin them and when you stitch them, because you want it to be kind of oblong. If you have to pull the top and the bottom a bit, that's okay. I'm going to put a couple extra pins in here so it doesn't move much on me, because I'm pretty happy with where I have it at the moment. And then you're going to thread your needle. And you're just going to go underneath a little bit and come up and through one of your rounds. And then up and through one of your outside stitches. And I try and get through both loops of the V. And then you're just going to go down to the next round, kind of underneath your eye so you don't see your stitching. And then up through the next stitch. I see stuffing's trying to come out, so be careful of that. Down through the next round, underneath the black of the eye. Back up, and you're just going to continue that all the way around. Pin on your other eye and do the same thing. And then I'll come back and we'll do the little nose and get started on the mouth. Okay, now we're going to mark off the nose. So, where am I going to start? The bottom. I'm going to go over. If you're the same as me, we're going to go one over from the center here. Actually, that's going to be 2 over from the center here. So 1 stitch and that, 1 stitch and your pin. And then for the top, you're just going to do the angle. And the angle. I think I got that. Might need to put that one here. Yeah, so there's your center stitch between the two. Let's get rid of these. So here's a good look at it. Basically you want an angle here, however you can get that to fit between your eyes. So it might be a little lower than mine or a little higher. And we're just going to come up just from anywhere on close. So that's where we're going to tie it. So you're going to go up through one side and down to make your first nostril, and then you're going to go over and up through the, I'm going to get rid of that pin, where the other yellow pin was. And then down to where your green pin is down here, where my green pin is. And come out from the same spot that you started. And then just pull them however you feel you want them. And you tie them and thread them out the back. Two's probably enough. And just hold the back somewhere. And just double check if you need to pull that a little tighter or if you have it good enough. I pulled it a little too tight, so I'm just going to pull my nostrils out a bit. Oops. Trying not to stretch them stitches. Okay, for the mouth, I've just got a chunk of black string. It's about my arm's width across. We'll see if that's enough. Usually I have way too much, so probably this time I won't have enough. And you're just going to mark however you want your mouth, but I'm going to make mine, I'm going to make mine start even with the eyes and around the middle of the arm. So somewhere around in here. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just mark a spot. And then I'm going to just kind of make a spot down at the center on the bottom. Just as a guide. If you don't like it, you can always change it back. And so you're going to go in where you have your first pin. You're going to go out where you have your center pin. Leave a little bit of string for tying at the end and pulling through. And you're going to go to the other side where your other pin is. And you're going to come back to the center. Get rid of them pins now. And then down where you first began. Now when you start your stitches, you can start them now. So you're just going to bring where your first stitch is going to start is where you're going to take that out of. You'll see as I pull it here. Whoops. So have a look, see if you're happy with that. He is going to have a little jacket, so you might want to double check that you don't have it too low. I think that will still work because I need space between the eyes and the mouth for the stitches. And just make your stitches however you want. They're pretty forgiving. They don't have to be even or anything. I just try and make mine go 90-degree angle from my mouth string. Put this down a bit. Well, that ain't a 90-degree angle, but I'm putting them about every 2 stitches, but not enough that I'm actually counting and making sure. And you want these tight, but not so tight you're pulling your stitches. Might straighten that one out a bit. Come on out. I guess while I'm doing this, I guess I still have the jacket to make. But if you enjoy my videos, make sure you hit the like button. You click the subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. Leave me a comment. I have done a few requests. Some of them a little harder than others, and some of them there's one I just couldn't do, but most of them I'll give it a try if you want me to try making something that you've seen or can't find, or if there's something super popular that you think I might be able to give a go at. I also have a Facebook page where you can go and share your work with me. It will be down in the description. Just bring that out the back. Give it a little pull. And there we go. So I'm going to get rid of all my strings. I'm going to cut off the back. And I will meet you back to do the jacket, which I'll probably be doing in a different color. Yeah, so I'll see you in a second here. Okay, so now we're going to do the jacket. This is what it's going to look like. It's basically just a rectangle with 2 arm slots. Since we already did the arms black, we're not going to be making the arm holes, or the arms. But if you do want to make arms, all you're going to do is, after you're done, is you're going to join. You're going to go around, single crochets all the way around, and keep going. This will be 7. You might want to do an increase so they're 8 and fit on the arms a little better. Okay, I'm definitely doing it in a different color because we know black doesn't work. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to make your loop with a little bit of a tail left over. And we are going to chain 31. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Now making sure you keep your chain straight. In the second chain from the hook, so this is the stitch on your hook, this is your first chain, and this is your second chain. So starting in that second chain, you're going to do 30 single crochets all the way down to the other end. And it might curl on you, and that's normal, so don't worry about that. It'll straighten out as we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and here in your last stitch is 30. And we're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, from row 2 to row 10, we're just going to do 30 single crochets back and forth, and that will be a total of 9 rows. If you have a stitch marker, use that. I left mine. Oh, no, I do have it. Ta-da! So that was row 1. If you have a stitch marker, use that. If you don't, you can count in multiples of 30, 60, 90. Or you can just mark on a piece of paper when you're done each row. So that was row 1, and we're starting on row 2, and we're going to go in right here. So that's your chain. And then this is your first stitch right there. So we're going to do 30 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, chain 1 and turn. You can still keep track with your stitch marker if you want, but the next couple rows will be pretty easy, so I'm putting mine down for now. Okay, for row 11, we are going to make the holes for the arms. So we're going to skip this first stitch right here, and we're going to do our first single crochet into the next stitch, and there'll be 6 single crochets. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we are going to make 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and we are going to skip the next 4 stitches. So there's our last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our stitch will go in the next stitch, and we're going to do 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. I just realized my light is actually shadowing this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are going to do the same thing in reverse now. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and our next stitch will go in there, and that will be 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to skip this stitch and single crochet in the last stitch. So we'll have 6 stitches total on this end here. Chain 1 and turn. For row 12, we're going to do 6 single crochets starting in our first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets across, so one stitch in every every chain. If you can get in there. If you really have a struggle getting in there, you can go in the hole and around, but I want to go into my stitches just so if I can get in there. I probably should have made them a little looser. Okay, 1, there we go, 2, I must have just pulled that first one tight, 3. And now we're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, we're going to do our 3 single crochets across the chain. I should just get my darning needle and make a hole, but I feel... Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And then we should just have 6 single crochets to finish off this row. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you're just going to single crochet all the way around, well, starting here, all the way around till you get back to this corner. Each corner maybe put two or three in, just kind of pick and choose as you get going. So my first stitch is going to be right here. I'm going to put 2 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 got me to that corner. Don't worry if your stitches are different. It's just we picked and choose a little different spots. So I'm going to put 2 more in there to get me a whoopsie. Vibrations. Keep hitting stuff. So 2 more in there to get me around the corner. I'm actually not going to count it out because I don't want you guys to worry about how many stitches you have. Okay, and then, is that my, then just go across the bottom. 1, oh sorry, not counting. Okay, we're coming up to the corner here. And if you put 3 in the other corner, put 3 in this one. If you put 2 in the other corner, put 2 in this one. So 1. And I'm going to go over my string for a couple of stitches, and then I'm going to leave it so I can weave it in somewhere in the middle, or use it to close up the front when I'm done. So you're just going to go up this side. If you can remember what you did on the other side, try and do it exactly the same. I got a point and a curve here. Okay. So I'm dropping my tail now. Okay, I'm getting to the next corner. I think I'm putting 2 in the top corner so it kind of bends a little more. And then just keep going around the top. I'm doing this, I'll just mention anything you see in my videos on this table where I'm set up is everything that I have a pattern for and is on my channel. So if you click on my name, it will take you to my channel page, and then if you go to playlists, most of the stuff here right now will be under the amigurumi or the quick and easy. And then I'm just making a new one now that I'm starting to make a little bit of clothes. I'm going to have this vest in the, I think I called it 8-inch doll accessories. I think Sam's little sucker is in there right now. All right, and then you're just going to slip stitch here. Now, try that on. I already have, and see if it fits. If you feel like it's not going to close, I don't have a guy made for this vest yet, but if you feel it's not going to close, you can do an extra round, or you can go back and forth. Where's his little armholes? Actually, I have this guy. He's not on my channel yet. So I'm just going to squeeze his arms in. His arms are a little bigger than the vest. But I can still pop them on here. Okay. So you fold down the collars, and then you're going to sew. This is a different yarn, so it's a touch bigger than what I'm using for the vest. And then you're just going to sew this up back and forth, or put a little tack in there and put a button or something there, or leave it open. So weave in any ends you have, make it a round bigger if you want, and there is your little vest. He doesn't want to sit there. Okay, you should be done with your little Jack Skellington. Have his jacket done and stitched up over here. I want to say thanks for watching. Powering through with the black yarn. Make sure if you enjoy my videos to like, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget, if you make one, feel free to post it on my Facebook page. It will be a little, I think, YouTube icon that says Facebook or YouTube share. I guess thanks for watching. Happy crocheting. And you guys all have a great day.